Hello everyone, welcome to the Careers channel. My name is Rumbi. Today on the channel we are joined by Tema. Tema, welcome to the Careers channel.
Thank you, Rumbi.
So, Temalangeni, can you kindly introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you. My name is Temalangeni Dlamini, but they call me Tema. I am a nurse. I did a bachelor's degree in nursing and I specialized in midwifery. I am currently working at Kudvumisa Foundation in the Lobombo region. I've been working there for 3 years now. Thank you.
Oh, that's really good to know. So, Tema, I would want to know, as a nurse, what really inspires you? What made you get into the profession of nursing sciences?
Okay. Thank you, Ruby, for that. What inspires me is to see a person getting from worse to better. Nothing satisfies me than seeing a client who walked in crutches, walking out without crutches. That's my satisfaction. It's to bring life, bring happiness,
good to
bring
know.
hope.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, so many people have where their journey began. When did you really say, I decided to become a nurse? Is it something that you have always wanted to do as a child, or there was a point when you said, I really need to be a nurse?
As a child, I wanted to be a nurse, but then when I finished my high school, I worked at an old age home, whereby I would say my calling as a nurse was given a stamp, or go ahead, thumbs up, you can do it. Yes, I felt like, yeah, this is what I need. This is me.
Oh, yes. That's good. So from my understanding, it was at that old people's home.
That's right.
That your dream of being a nurse was really reignited.
That's right.
Okay. So for someone who might be watching, who really wants to become a nurse, can you take us through the journey that a nursing student, or how you became a nurse as a student until you graduated, and what you're currently doing at the moment?
Okay, so in Swaziland we do 4 years program, whereby the first year is introduction to nursing and introduction to nursing and fundamentals to nursing. Then the second year is nursing ethics. Third year is general nursing. Then the fourth year we do research and specialty, whereby you choose if you want to do midwifery or psychiatric. Yes.
Okay. So is there a point where you are placed in a hospital or any institution where you need to see patients?
Oh yes. During the 4 years, we started attachment from the second year till the last year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Was there any point where you felt like, I need to quit?
Oh no. I believe that whenever I start a race, I should walk through till the end.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Were there some of the, what are some of the challenges that you experienced as a student?
Okay. My first encounter going to a ward with very ill people, it was difficult for me. But then as time went by, I got used to it. And seeing different conditions, yeah, it was kind of a challenge. But
what examples can you give of the different conditions and the difficult conditions?
Okay, I would say the trauma, seeing a person pass on. My first encounter to see a person pass on was when I was doing my practicals. So that was hard for me, but then, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do understand. Having faced a few challenges as a student, and you have been working as a nurse for 3 years, actually as a nurse and also as a midwife, would you say nursing is a calling?
Oh, definitely. Nursing is a calling because nursing is not as a white-collar job as you can think when you're looking at it at a glance. There are times and situations whereby you really have to go down to the level of that client. Yes.
So I can't just be a nurse if I can't go down to the level of the client. I should have a heart for it.
I think it is important for you to go down to the level of the client so that the client can be free to talk anything, can earn trust. Yes, I would say that.
So having worked as a nurse, what 3 things have you learned during the time that you've worked as a nurse that you can advise anybody who wants to pursue a career in nursing?
Okay, there are quite a lot, but I'll say the 3. One of them is confidentiality. Clients or patients are really concerned about their, they want to keep privacy. They want their sicknesses or to be safe. So for them to talk or to be free, they want to be sure that the person I'm talking to will keep it as a secret. I would say, fortunately, Kudvumisa Foundation, we're working at communities. So they want to know that whatever I told you won't be spread all over the community. Okay, the second thing is being a critical thinker. Each and every day we see different conditions or situations. So it calls for one to be a critical thinker. Yes. And the other thing is advocating for the client. Yes, you have to stand up for the client and advocate for the client.
In what circumstances would you advocate for the client?
Okay. In our case, we are working in the communities. Very vulnerable people. Some of them will need you as a nurse to go to your bosses to ask for them for bus fare. Maybe if you can't help them. So I have to convince my bosses that, okay, this client needs another level of care of which we can't offer. And this client is vulnerable and he cannot afford to go to the next level of care. Yes, so in that sense.
Oh, that's really good to know. So, Temalangeni works for a non-governmental organization that does outreach to communities. And in some of the cases that they do meet, some clients need to be referred to a government or public health institution. In such cases, they need to provide transport fares, and sometimes they need to also reach out to the public institution so that these people can be enrolled in the public institution. So what kind of advice would you give to a student who would want to enroll for nursing in Eswatini? Currently, they might be doing their matric or they are going into their matric next year. What subjects should they be doing? And I know you mentioned about the credits that are required, but just to break it down for them specifically, should they want to pursue a career in nursing at the various universities that we have in the country. And I'm sure this could be the same thing with South Africa.
Oh, okay. So the requirement is sciences, including English and mathematics. So the sciences could be physical science, biology, even agriculture. Yes. Then mathematics, English, and then you can add with another subject.
So do they need all the 3 science subjects, or they need at least one?
No, all the 3. All the 3 sciences.
Okay, so yes. Biology, physics, and
especially because now the competition is high. Yes. So with one science, no.
You will not be able to go through.
You will know. With one science, you will not be able to go through.
Okay. Yes. So do you do like chemistry during
It's phys chem.
Phys
chem, yeah.
Okay.
Physical science, it's phys chem.
Okay.
Then biology. Then you can do agriculture. Yes.
And English and mathematics are mandatory.
Mandatory. It has to be credits.
Okay. Yes. So, coming to your journey as a nurse, what really brings you joy? I know you mentioned that what inspires you is to see a patient who walked in sick, walking out, feeling much better. But what brings you joy without talking about money? I mean, something that you look forward to as you wake up and you're going to work.
Oh, okay. Client satisfaction. That brings me joy because it means once a client is satisfied, the client will also be healed emotionally. Yes. So that satisfies me.
Oh, that's really good.
Yes.
So coming to one of the last questions, we have seen COVID-19 come in phases. When it came, we thought it was going to be there for a few months. It has stayed for more than a year now. And it's coming in phases. We see some other countries still struggling. And in all of this, we have seen nurses being on the front line. What's your comment on that?
I'll give you an example of the soldiers. Soldiers never run away from a battlefield. They die in the battlefield. So likewise, we are soldiers, but in the health department. So COVID-19 doesn't scare us. Actually, it's our time to shine. Yes.
So it's no retreat, no surrender.
Yeah. We won't run away from the battlefield. So it's our time to shine.
That's good. That's good to know. So finally, what message would you leave to your fellow nurses and nursing colleagues or anyone in the medical field?
Okay. My fellow colleagues, I would say nursing is dynamic. So we need to keep up to date. We need to do research every now and then so that we can be up to date, meet the standards. Yes.
Okay. And Tema is a nurse. Today she's not wearing her nursing gear, but she is a nurse. So what does Tema do during her spare time?
Fortunately, I have a family with kids, with 2 kids. So I become busy with the kids, bond with family. And I also do baking.
It's good.
Yes.
So nurse is also back.
Yeah.
So do you sometimes bake for your patients? They have to pay.
Hey, don't go to the question. I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Tema, for joining us today and for taking your time to really explain to us what the nursing profession is all about. I'm sure someone has been inspired today. And should they want to sign up for nursing sciences, I'm sure they will come to this video and say, Tema said this, and follow through. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you on the channel today.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure to allow me to be in the channel today. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.